You've been lied to. Not by one person, not by one book, but by an entire industry that profits from making personal finance feel impossibly complicated. Today, that stops. What if managing your money didn't require spreadsheets, financial advisors, or a degree in economics? What if 3 simple rules applied consistently could genuinely transform your financial life? Not in theory, in practice, starting this week. I know what you're thinking. You've heard promises like this before. Every financial guru online has a system, a course, a secret method that costs you $300 just to learn the basics. But here's what they don't want you to know. The fundamentals of building wealth have never been complicated. They've just been dressed up to look that way, because complexity sells. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people aren't struggling financially because they lack information. They're struggling because they have too much of it. Contradictory advice pulling them in 17 different directions creates paralysis, and paralysis creates inaction. And inaction is exactly how years disappear without progress. So today, we're cutting through all of it. 3 rules. That's it. No fluff, no filler, just the core principles that actually move the needle, explained in a way that you can implement before tonight is over. Rule number 1 is this: spend less than you earn and make that gap intentional. This sounds almost offensively simple, right? But here's where people get it wrong. Most people who follow this advice treat it passively. They spend what they spend, earn what they earn, and hope some difference exists at the end of the month. That's not a strategy. That's wishful thinking. Making the gap intentional means deciding exactly how wide that gap will be before the month even starts. Not tracking after the damage is done, deciding in advance. You pick a number, maybe it's 10%, maybe it's 20, maybe it's 30, and you treat that number as completely off limits, not flexible.
Not negotiable, locked away before you even think about touching the rest. The psychological shift here is enormous. When you see your spending money as what remains after savings, rather than savings as what remains after spending, your entire relationship with money changes. You naturally find ways to make the remaining amount work. Human beings are remarkably adaptive creatures when constraints are real rather than theoretical. The size of the gap matters less than the consistency of maintaining it. Someone saving 10% every single month for a decade will dramatically outperform someone who saves 40% some months and nothing for others. Consistency compounds. Inconsistency cancels itself out. Rule number 2, own the things that grow, limit the things that drain. Every dollar you own is either working for you or working against you. There's no neutral territory. And once you genuinely internalize this idea, you start looking at every financial decision differently. Assets put money into your pocket over time. A stock index fund, a rental property, a business, even a high-yield savings account. These things grow while you sleep. Liabilities, on the other hand, continuously pull money away from you. A car you bought primarily for status, subscriptions you forgot you had, purchases financed at high interest rates. Now, life requires some liabilities. You might need a car to get to work. That's real and valid. The minimalist approach isn't about eliminating all spending. It's about being ruthlessly honest about which purchases are genuinely serving your life and which ones are quietly draining it because of a story you told yourself once. The practical step here is a monthly audit, which takes about 15 minutes. Pull up your bank statements and go line by line. For each recurring charge, ask one question: is this actively improving my life, or did I just forget to cancel it? You'll be shocked what you find. Most people discover between $50 and $200 monthly in subscriptions and automatic charges that deliver almost zero value. That money, redirected toward assets, begins compounding immediately. Not dramatically at first, but compounding doesn't show its power in week 1. It shows its power in year 7. Rule number 3, protect your future self like you would protect someone you love.
This is where financial planning gets genuinely human. Your future self is a real person who will wake up one day and either thank you or be deeply frustrated by the choices you're making right now. Most people treat their future self like a stranger, prioritizing present comfort over future security without even realizing it's a trade-off happening in real time. Protecting your future self means 3 concrete things. First, build an emergency fund equivalent to 3 to 6 months of expenses. This isn't optional. Without this buffer, any unexpected event, a car repair, a medical bill, a job loss, forces you into debt and potentially unravels months of financial progress in a single afternoon. Second, take advantage of any employer retirement matching program that exists in your workplace. If your employer matches contributions up to a certain percentage and you're not maximizing that match, you are leaving free money on the table every single pay period. That's not a metaphor. That is literally money you earned that you are choosing not to collect. Third, automate whatever you can. Automation removes willpower from the equation. You're not going to feel motivated every single month. Some months are hard, bills pile up, life becomes expensive. But if the system runs automatically, your future self stays protected even when your present self is overwhelmed and exhausted. Here's what makes these 3 rules genuinely powerful. They aren't competing with each other. They work together as a system. Rule 1 creates the gap. Rule 2 determines where that gap goes. Rule 3 ensures that progress survives long enough to actually matter. You don't need more information. You've had enough information for years. What changes things is commitment to fundamentals, consistently, quietly, without needing to be impressive or complicated. Start today with one thing, just one. Calculate your gap, do your 15-minute audit, or set up one automatic transfer towards savings. One action taken today beats 100 strategies contemplated and forgotten. Simplicity, applied with discipline, beats complexity every single time. The minimalists already know this. Now you do too.